I have had anxiety since I was a child, almost as long as I can remember. But back in the 90s, I don't remember anyone using the word anxiety, so I was just called a worry wart who occasionally had crazy panic episodes. So it was not really um, well known or talked about. So yeah, I guess I've had anxiety for as long as I can remember. I remember when I had my first panic attack when I was younger. I was in the car, and all of a sudden I felt that I couldn't breathe, and my mind took over my body, and I physically couldn't breathe. And I started panicking and convulsing, and my heart was racing and palpitating, and my stomach was in knots, and I was whisper, hoarse screaming, "I can't breathe! I can't breathe!" I felt a little bit alone in it as a child because I just felt weird and I didn't know anyone else that was kind of suffering from the same symptoms that I was. So I just felt like it was something to be a little ashamed about, I guess, and something that was definitely weird, definitely not normal, and I just couldn't understand why I couldn't think like everyone else I knew, why my brain would not cooperate with me and seemed to turn against me sometimes. Well, I remember when I was a kid, I could not go to sleepovers because I would have terrible insomnia almost every night for several years. And if I was in an unfamiliar place when I was experiencing insomnia, I was prone to panic attacks. And it would just be chaotic. And so I remember, as a kid, sleepovers and slumber parties are all the rage. So it would be really embarrassing for me to have to decline sleepover after sleepover and try to explain to my friends why it was that I couldn't join them. That it wasn't because I was avoiding them or I didn't want to go or I didn't want to spend time with them. It was just that my anxiety was so bad that it prevented me from being able to experience that. And it was embarrassing, and I don't know if people fully understood the extent, or my friends fully understood why. They just knew that I couldn't go to sleepovers.
I think I ever realized that what I am going through would be considered anxiety and having social anxiety and anxiety in general until kind of recently. I always just thought I'm just stressed out or I'm just nervous and it's fine. I don't have anxiety. I don't need to say I have anxiety. It's not that big a deal. My most social anxiety comes out when I feel vulnerable. So anytime I'm asked, like, just in conversation, asked about my family or my nearest and dearest people, I feel my heart beat really hard and my face I know turns so red and I start sweating. And then somebody will say, "Why's your face so red?" And then it just gets worse. Because then I'm embarrassed that my face turned red and I just get sweatier. I fear being judged, I think, if I just share with anybody who I'm not very close to. Because I know my closest friends won't judge me for anything I tell them, but I guess anybody else, I have a big fear of being judged, and it goes back to my issue with vulnerability as well. I think I don't want to open up that much to anybody.